Hey everyone, this is Mike, and yesterday Naoki Yoshida, the producer and director from Final Fantasy XIV, wrote us a letter from the producer updating us on the upcoming fan festivals as well as the delay in patch 5.3. So let's talk about the fan festivals first. The North American Fan Festival was scheduled to be held half a year from now in November, but after much deliberation we have made the difficult decision to cancel proceedings. Now, this doesn't mean that the North American Fan Festival is just being cancelled and is not going to be happening. Instead, plans are already in motion as we examine possible dates, cities and venues for a festival to be held in the first half of 2021. So this means that the North American Fan Festival that is supposed to be happening in November is now going to be most likely happening in the first half of 2021 instead. So it's been cancelled for now, but it's probably still going to be there. When it comes down to the festivals for Japan and Europe, the preparations for these are still underway, but they are carefully monitoring the current situation that is going on and will adjust as necessary. Because of the limitations that are currently in place and restrictions and that kind of stuff for a physical event, they're also exploring an alternative to maybe do the events digitally instead. The 14-hour live streams immediately come to mind when he says something like this, because those have basically been very long live streams with different panels, different people, guests and that kind of stuff. So who knows, maybe our FanFest for this year and early next year will be held online instead of on a physical location. It all depends on how the current situation is going to evolve later down the year, and to maybe see if it still has effects going into next year as well, because the Japan Fan Festival was supposed to be held in December and the European one in February. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with our current situation to see whether or not those will still be able to continue in a physical location. If not, then they are exploring an alternative to do it in a digital way instead. Now, when it comes down to patch 5.3, they already mentioned that there was going to be a significant delay in when this patch was going to be releasing, and he gives us a little bit more concrete numbers about when this might be and also how their production has been ramping up again as well over the last few weeks. So I'm going to be paraphrasing from the blog post here a little bit as well. If you consider our usual pre-pandemic development production to be at 100%, we are currently sitting at around 85 to 90% capability. Missing 10% can be attributed from the work to home, network issues, reduced debug efficiency and the general stress of adjusting to this new work environment. A gap that we mean to close as time goes on. We have progressed from almost a complete halt in development to a near full operation, which means that towards the end of next week, I'll be able to conduct what we call a producer/director check and begin a thorough playthrough of the main scenario and the other content that patch 5.3 has to offer. Our quality assurance team in particular has been hit hard by the loss of its regular workspace and won't return to full capacity until partway into June. With the support from every department, however, they are making progress with patch preparations, and the Final Fantasy XIV team as a whole is working full steam ahead. So what does this mean for a release date? Originally slated for a June 16th release, patch 5.3 will be delayed by more than a month at the very least. We are pushing to keep that delay as short as possible, and we will announce a new release date in the near future, so please stay tuned. Now, when they say that this is going to be about a month, a little bit more of a delay, me and my friends have kind of speculated that it's most likely going to be happening in July the 28th, because that will be a little bit more than a month, but still trying to keep it close. They did say that during the last live letter there were most likely going to be about a month of a delay, saying that there's going to be a little bit more, probably an extra 2 weeks on there or something like that. So July 28th seems like a very possible release date. Of course, he did say that they will announce a new release date in the near future, so we can kind of expect that when they say the next producer of the live letter is going to be, or letter from the producer live is going to be coming out, 2 weeks after that is most likely going to be the release date of the patch itself, as that is kind of how they've usually done it. If not, they'll at least let us know the release date in that live letter itself. I'll definitely be making an updated video on this as well. As soon as we know the release date for the patch, I'll be talking about that, of course, since the part 2 of the live letter still has to come out as well with some extra information about patch 5.3. I'll be doing a little overview of that as well when it comes out. So when they do the next live letter, you'll basically have a little compact video from me where I go over the new stuff that they talked about when it comes down to content in 5.3, but also when they talk about the release date, I'll definitely let you guys know as well. So most important takeaways from this is that North America FanFest has been cancelled but is being moved to the first half of 2021 instead. Japan and Europe fan festivals are still being prepared for, but of course, as they are looking into the situation that is happening at the moment, it might be that the fan festivals this year could be moved to a digital event rather than a physical one. And then of course patch 5.3, I'm expecting July 28th to be the current release date. I will have to wait and see about that when they do announce the release date officially as well, which will most likely be either during another letter from the producer like he did right here, or during the next live letter, which will definitely be covered on the channel as well. But that's gonna be it for me. There's some kind of the updates that he let us know about yesterday. Hope you enjoyed it. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank my Patreons for supporting me, and I'll see you in the next one.